Welcome all veterans and civilians. You're watching the Voice of the Veteran show, and it streams live every Sunday at 1300 or again 1 p.m. for all you civilians out there. Now, if you're listening to the show live right now, the link for the show is going to be exact Welcome back. You are watching the Voice of the Veteran Show, the #1 show in the nation for firsthand veteran experience at the VA. My name is Gail Ochiltree, Army Airborne veteran, along with Nicholas Cormier III. Whoops, there he is over there that way. Nicholas Cormier III, Air Force Traffic Control. And in the back, we have the producer, MC. Welcome back. You are watching the Voice of the Veteran Show, the #1 show in the nation for firsthand veteran experience at the VA. My name is Gail Ochiltree, Army Airborne veteran, along with Nicholas Cormier III. Whoops, there he is over there that way. Nicholas Cormier III, Air Force Traffic Control. And in the back, we have the producer, MC Franklin. He's back there doing all the technical stuff, keeping us on point. Oh, and he did tell me to sit up straight this time, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get myself. Nicholas, tell him hello. I've been drinking coffee, so look out. I'm serious. It's over. I'm telling you. Woo!
Hey, everybody. I'm Nicholas Cormier III. Welcome to Voice of the Veteran. It's good to be back.
All right. Hey, now look, I wanted to mention something right up front, because this is all about VA stuff. Now, this is something the VA does that I just want to mention. Every single month, the VA, as you already know, Nicholas, I'm just telling the audience about it. They have every month they have a campaign on some subject about health for veterans so they can do better about certain things. Well, on this show, we have two things that we're going to be talking about this month. Number one is Black History Month, and we're going to be talking more about that later in the show. And right now, I want to mention that while I was at the VA, I got this Heart Healthy pin, and it's a little heart to remind us about, well, let me get it straight here. Let me tip it so you can actually see it. So you can eat less fat, and exercise more, and that's the Heart Healthy pin that they give out at the VA to remind us to do the right thing for our health. So I just wanted to mention that. I got that from the program manager of the Women's Health Clinic, Renee Andreessen. She was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and she gave me that pin right there. Thank you, Renee. And we'll just keep talking about Heart Healthy Month on the shows, along with the Black History. Oh, and I have a quote. Can I tell a favorite quote?
Yes, please.
I wrote it down here on the card, and it wasn't planned really, but this is a Martin Luther King quote that I really like. Peace is not the absence of dissension, but it is the presence of justice.
Yes.
Not the absence of dissension, but the presence of justice. And that's just something that, because it's Black History Month, I read that and I went, wow, take it in and understand what that actually means, and what has been a really good, lesson and learning process for me. So I just wanted to mention that. Now we can go to Funny Zone. I just wanted to be serious up front.
May I say something?
Yeah. I want to know, did you ever have one of those ice cream trucks in your neighborhood that went around the block playing stupid songs like Turkey in the Straw and all of that kind of stuff? Moving around and around the neighborhood?
Gail, yes, I did have one of those little. You talking about the truck?
Yeah. You
Yes,
know,
we did have a truck that went around the neighborhood.
well, I mean, it's probably not something that the viewers need to know, but I just learned why the distribution of the vaccines is taking so long to get to the various states.
Well, that's important to know.
Well, yes, it is, and I need I read that two items, the corona vaccine and ice cream, are both being made on Mars by aliens.
Is that right? Is that right? Okay. I get the feeling we're going here. Gail, do you have any proof of this?
Yes, indeed, I do. Yes, indeed, I do. Just this last Tuesday, okay, I was at the Burbank Ralph's grocery store on Buena Vista over there, and this was my firsthand. This is about personal experience on this show, right? This was my firsthand personal experience.
Do you see this, Gail? Do you see this in your mind? Is this like did you have a mask on, by the way?
Of course I did. I have no, and I mean zero, problem wearing a mask. And all these aliens had masks on. So that's a good thing. I guess they've heard about what's going on down here. So I just didn't realize where the vaccine and the ice cream was being manufactured. And it was shocking. I mean, it was shocking.
But Mars, I mean, I can't wait to hear what the connection of the Mars is.
Well, it was shocking because I always buy organic food and food from a 200-mile radius to our home to, keep the gas, the trucks and all that kind of thing from having to travel so far.
Well, Gil, is it Mars like Mars as in outer space?
Well, yeah, maybe. Well, maybe it isn't true in the Black communities, but Black folks are all going to be buying homes in Burbank when they hear about this.
I'm not so sure about that, Gail.
Well, I know it's painful.
It is painful. I used to live in Burbank. I didn't own a home.
Whatever, it's going to happen. Okay, so now I was in the parking lot, just ready to walk in the door when I hear this flying saucer, land just off to the side of the building. And it was playing Turkey in the Straw, just like those ice cream trucks. You know what I'm saying? And it was like one of the old-fashioned ice cream trucks that goes around the neighborhood.
Is this is amazing. First off, is the name of that jingle is called Turkey in the Straw?
Yeah, Turkey in the Straw, Turkey in the Straw.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Were you buying ice cream is what I'm gonna ask. And was it from the UFO that this?
Well, that's right. I walked right up there to that flying saucer, a UO, and bought some people were buying all kinds of crazy things, crazy looking fudge sickles and those old style Pop Rocks things, only they were Mars rocks and, right. All kinds of crazy.
I've never had Pop Rocks, never.
Yeah, they're from an extraterrestrial type being right there with his corona mask on. And they have different kinds of masks too. It was
so did they take the cash? I mean, did you buy anything? Did the U.S.
I don't know for that new stuff until I check it out. I check out that new stuff a little bit before I get involved with that crazy stuff.
I know you do. I know you do. You are an informed buyer.
Yes, I am. That's right.
Thank you.
Well, it seems wise, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And
wise as always, matter of fact. But Gail, I have to ask, what does this have to do with the VA?
Well, quite a bit actually, because the VA has this, and this is a real thing. So get ready. I'm telling you the truth here now. This is my firsthand experience. And the VA has what's called the Space Committee. Okay.
And the military, I mean, the Air Force does have what we call a Space Force.
No. This is at the VA. The Space
I know. But okay. I hear the VA employees saying, well, we do have a space committee because
they do.
There's actually a space committee at the VA.
That's right. That is correct. They do have one. And we have evidence that the Martians have landed near the VA out near the homeless tent camp area.
You know what? I didn't know about this. It sounds veteran-centric, so please go on.
Well, I hear that these aliens have taken over the bodies of the VA executives in that catchment area. And I'm telling you, I mean, at the local VISN level, they have taken over their bodies.
Okay. At the VISN level, huh?
That's right.
Okay. Do these aliens also visit the CBOX? Those are the community clinics.
No, they don't need to. And that's because the VA executives in Los Angeles, they're on Wilshire and the 405, right? They are in charge of those CBOX. These little green men have come from outer space and they've taken over the body of the executives and they have caused them, those executives, to start digging down in the ground all over the place. They're just digging underground at the VA. It's weird.
Are you talking about the new subway, the Purple Line?
Well, you can call it any dang color you want to. You can call it the red, white, and blue line if you want to, but they are doing all that digging. And it all has something to do with that space committee. I'm telling you, it does.
All right. I'm gonna go look. Are you finished?
Thank you. I should just have you in the room like my little brother, and you just clap every time I go through all this silly shit.
You know, I love it.
Yeah.
So
that's probably about it, huh?
Yeah, I think that is it. But no, I just wanted to hear more. I just want to hear more. I
know you're saying, am I finished? I know you do. There is one more thing I wanted to say. Yes, I believe I have one more thing, and I just wanted to tell the viewers some important facts and that matter. You know, number one, just keep this in mind, and it'll keep you, balanced. You veterans out there. Now, number one, the world is round. Just number two, 2 + 2 = 4, right? Okay, good. Here's another fact. Trout swim in the rivers, birds fly in the skies, and the VA is vaccinating veterans. You can count on it. And these are the facts. They're demonstrable and irrefutable.
Yes.
So just know it. You're going to get a vaccine at the VA.
Absolutely.
I have one other stupid thing here to interject in the middle of things.
Please do.
Okay. You always let me do whatever silly stuff I want to. Nicholas, do you know who Marie Kondo is?
I don't know who she is.
You ever heard that name? Well, she's famous, but it's probably among women mostly. I don't know, people. She's an organization person, and you probably heard about how to tidy up your life, except for I've seen pictures of your apartment, and you are a neat person, man. You don't have anything out of order. You're one of those people that even turns things the right direction and lines them up and all that. I've seen pictures, so I know what you're like.
I meditate a lot, Gail.
Oh, well, I know. Your parents probably taught you that, because military family. But so she's
corporal punishment. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put
corporal. Yeah, private, sergeant corporal punishment. Okay. So anyway, Marie Kondo says her famous line is, if it doesn't spark joy in your life, that you should get rid of it. Donate it, give it away, whatever. So I took her to heart, and I went home and I got rid of 3 things. Number 1, my mortgage bill. Number 2, my husband. And number 3, my mother-in-law, because none of those things were sparking joy for me. Got rid of them, said that's enough. So, that's my comment on Marie Kondo. But I think she's a wonderful person and helps people, get organized in their lives and stuff. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can relate to that big time. So it's kind of like you're reducing the clutter in your life.
Yeah, basically. And isn't that what we all want to do anyway? I mean, you don't have to, just.
It took me years to realize that clutter could be people too.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And another thing too, somebody was telling me about, how we want to, get rid of problems and troubles in our life and how those things strengthen us, problems, and we learn to, handle things better. Well, I've had so many problems in my life that I ought to be able to bench press an Army tank by now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a lot of trouble, so.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. But,
I've seen you bench press a tank, Gail. I've literally seen you bench press.
I think I heard that line from my friend Mary at Spirit Mountain, and she was talking about bench pressing a Buick, but that made me even more funny, So anyway, let's move on. We're talking about.
Well, we're going to tell our viewers we both got our second COVID shots this week, or yes, I guess last week, but we both got our second COVID shots. Gail got hers on February 3rd, and I got mine on February 4th.
That's right. That's right. And, I did not get it from the space, the flying saucer. I mean, I understand that, these days you can actually go get it from the flying saucer. But truly, I'm hearing now that dentists can give shots. But because they have, the flying saucers and stuff and the ice cream trucks, they can give shots now, but think about it. Why that might be. It's because they have all that cold storage on board. And so now you can get a vaccine, right out on the street in front of your local elementary school. People are lining up everywhere, listen to that turkey in the straw,
Well, I want them to do that, Gail, but please tell them not to play turkey in the straw.
It's weird. It's weird. So let's do that vaccine update. So you said that I got mine on the 3rd of February, and you got yours on the 4th.
Yes.
And we were going to talk to them about our firsthand experience. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Just a shout out to the VA in general for that second shot, right on time and on schedule. Yeah. I remember, Gail, there was an appointment line.
Wait a minute. Yeah. We're going to talk about when we're going to do a whole show on this vaccine thing, because we shot a bunch of video, and you were asking me, when are we going to do that show? And next week is I'm thinking about it here. Just 1 second. Not next week, because that's Valentine's Day. That's the 14th, right? So we won't do it. But I'm thinking, why don't we do it on the 21st of February? So we have time to get all the videos and everything edited, because we shot a bunch of stuff. So you went with me, and we were standing outside of Building 401 at VA West Los Angeles, right?
Yes, Building 401. West Los Angeles. And I just want to shout out real quickly. I went as veteran to veteran. I went as a veteran to support my veteran first and foremost. And
me,
thank you. And Gail had my back similar. So
thank you.
That was Vet to Vet. But we were also, the cool thing is we got to do it for Voice of the Veteran as well.
So this is what our firsthand real experience was. Okay, here we go. So I'm standing in the appointment line, and the VA nurse is giving instructions to about 10 of us veterans in the line, right?
Yes. And she asked if all of the veterans and we all, she says, are you all our veterans? And we all nod our heads. Yes, we are. And she tells us to get our IDs out. So we get our IDs out. And then that's normal at the VA. You got to have your ID. And so everyone's getting their IDs out and we move forward. And
the nurse says, and then the nurse says to the guy in front of me, she says, "Sir, are you a veteran?" Right? And he says confidently, "Yes, I am." And he presents his ID. Right?
Yes, he did. And then so he just hands over his ID right to her. And I'll never forget this.
No, the nurse looks really like boom, surprised. And she speaks up really loudly for all the veterans in the line to hear. She says, "Sir, you are a Russian veteran, and this hospital is for American veterans."
Seriously, this happened. And I'm like staring there. I'm staring in disbelief. And Gail turns around and we laugh. And Gail's like she's on candid camera and she got punked or something.
Yeah, like I'm not even serious, you know. And so the vets in the line behind me are stepping to the side. They're kind of doing this angle kind of dress maneuver kind of thing. It was crazy. And I mean, their eyes were like locked and loaded in full battle rattle over this Russian in line. And I thought they were going to put a bounty out on the guy. You know what I'm saying?
This is a very funny moment. And it made the vaccine day memorable for sure. So 21 Feb with Gail, this Russian veteran in line thing. This really happened, okay? Okay. Seriously.
You know, I'm going to say this. I sent an email to the director, you know, and he was dying laughing. He's oh my gosh. I said, look, they got rid of the guy. It was no problem whatsoever. It didn't cause any chaos. It just caused a lot of crazy veterans. I mean, we were all we didn't know what to think. We just couldn't believe that the guy would get in line as a Russian veteran.
Yeah, this is American veterans only. So so like I don't know. So what on Feb 21 to everybody, we get to share that second shot COVID vaccine experience and share about side effects and everything if we experienced any or not, and give you that information firsthand, which is what the Voice of the Veteran is all about. So
and that's why we're waiting a couple of weeks so that we can tell you that we're still okay, because I'm telling you, both of us are doing great. So, you know, this is a good thing. So,
yes.
All right. So I'm going to talk about the MOVE program this week because we didn't get to do it last week. And I know this is kind of whatever, maybe, but the veterans at the VA always give nicknames to these various programs. And so, you know, I have to admit that, you know, while I was in the classroom and whatever else, the guys were calling it Fat Lives Matter instead of the MOVE program, you know. So I'm like going, okay, Fat Lives Matter. So that's what we call the MOVE program because it's a weight loss program. And we want to, you know, be funny and joke around about, you know, the whole process. So I'm gonna click this information up in the chat box so that we have that going on. And there are so many reasons that people gain weight. You know, personally, I had to learn that gravy is not a beverage, you know? I mean, because that'll make you fat. You can laugh there, Nicholas. Gravy is not a beverage.
Well, damn, you know I'm protective. I didn't like the Fat Lives Matter thing. I'm still I want to know who said it, Gail. Who said it?
I apologize right now. That's just what they call it, and I wasn't just being a jerk about it. I apologize.
No, I just want their name. Whoever said that out loud, I need their name so I can pay them a visit.
Well,
I'm just
black guy said it, so I don't even know what to tell you. I thought it was then okay to say it, so I
No,
apologize.
that ain't cool.
I will point him out to you at the VA. He's probably that Russian guy that we were in line.
It was that Russian, wasn't it?
It was him that did it. So the psychological reasons, like for people gaining weight, are like endless. I mean, too much romancing the stove kind of thing, and food is soothing. We call it like comfort food, and food equals love. And let's just talk more about the program at the VA. The MOVE program, which is Weight Watchers for Veterans. Now, MOVE is a weight management promotion program designed to improve the lives of veterans. MOVE, the core idea is encouraging healthy eating behavior, increasing physical activity. Of course, we talked about that earlier when we were talking about the heart program, right? And, it's based on the latest nutrition science. Actually, I have, a whole big manual right here, which is the MOVE program. I mean, this sucker's thick. This class that I went through, it was amazing. But so it's promoting weight loss for veterans. And with the help of the MOVE program care team, you can reduce your health risks, and put a permanent reverse on heart issues that you might have, diseases, and improve your quality of life and even live longer,
Yeah. So Weight Watchers for Veterans, huh? The VA's National Center for Health Promotion and Disease Prevention, NCP, is proud to be in its second decade with the MOVE program, as it includes to add the most up-to-date approaches for weight management. And so now we get to hear the voice of the veteran, as we always say, firsthand veteran experience about the MOVE program.
Well, I went through the MOVE program. Yes, I sure did. And you talked about, you had the courage to talk about being homeless. So I decided to try to step up and be courageous and talk about my firsthand experience with weight loss. So that's what I'm going to do. The MOVE program is like, I can't remember if it's 6 weeks or 8 weeks long, but it ended. And so I continued with Weight Watchers.
Yeah. So you went through the MOVE program at the VA, and you also went to Weight Watchers at the same time?
Yeah, I did. I actually did, because I had to live and breathe weight loss in order to get the job done. So that was an everyday kind of thing.
So MOVE classes are held in the PERC, the Patient Education Resource Center. And we'll talk more about PERC in a minute, but tell me, what are the MOVE classes like? And can you give me some firsthand veteran experience about attending them?
Yeah. I mean, seriously, during my very first MOVE program class, I found myself sitting next to a crazy veteran stuffing Reese's peanut butter cups into his mouth. And I'm not talking the little mini ones. I'm talking like the cup size ones, and he's just shoving those in his mouth. And I said to him, you do understand that this is a weight loss program, right? And he says to me, oh, you don't think they'll mind, do you? And I said, looky, buddy, why don't you just go to an alcoholic, an AA meeting and crack open a beer and drink that sucker down and see what kind of a reaction you get. And it's going to be like the same kind of thing as what you're doing right now, So bottom line is, my confession is that I lost 147 pounds, okay? And I'm not the least bit thrilled to share that with you, but like I always say, we tell our audience everything. So basically, I lost a whole cheerleader. Well, a fat one, but, I shouldn't, I'm just off the rails here today, because I really shouldn't even say fat either, because that's not a nice term either, overweight is the term that's medically accurate, overweight, not fat. But, that's actually the medical designation. And, it's the best thing that I've ever done for my health and my confidence. And my VA doctor said that I have added 15 years to my life.
Wow. So, Gail, what did your family say about that? Did your mom, your sisters, daughters?
Well, on stage when I'm doing comedy and stuff, I always say that my daughters are now suing the Veterans Administration for having to deal with me for an additional 15 years. So my daughter said to me, Mom, if there's going to be any plug pulling, I'm going to be the one to do it. And I said, honey, there are rules about that. I'm telling you, if anybody pulls the plug on that ventilator, you have to wait until I'm fully down to a size 6 because I want to go out looking good. I want to look good in that 00 coffin, Just take, Nicholas, please, just take a chance, Nicholas, and try to ask me a serious question. Just try.
I'm just wondering why you still talking about being naked afraid in that damn coffin.
I wanted to do that show so bad I could taste it, but now it's not going to happen now after the pandemic. So
well, we'll see. I don't know. I never signed off on Naked and Afraid, but okay. I'm gonna give it a try. How long did it take you to lose the weight?
It took 3 years to become a lifetime member at Weight Watchers, and I did it. And what I did was, now I put this information in the chat because I think it's incredibly important, my discovery about how to eat. Because I went through the MOVE program and took the things from that I needed. I went to Weight Watchers and took the elements I needed from that. And I did a lot of reading. And then I finally went and visited with a VA dietitian. And we discussed the nutritional ranges required in order to maintain your weight. So there's a range of carbs, a range of fat, and a range of protein that you have to eat every day in order to be nutritionally in balance. And, they're right on all those nutrition labels, and you just keep track of it like a bank account. And the cool thing, Nicholas, was that when you get a craving for something, you think, oh, I'd really like to have so-and-so. I realized that if I go look at the different carbs, fats, and proteins level, and I see that I'm missing some kind of nutritional element for the day, like I haven't eaten enough fat, avocados and nuts and things that, are fat, but they're good fat. That if I haven't eaten the proper amount of fat in my diet, that I have a craving for that. So I go eat some more fat, craving goes away. It's like magic. It's like this wonderful thing that I get to do now and understand fully, and not just eat within a diet or, whatever. It's actually what my body needs in order to not have those cravings. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've got a lot of questions about that, just because it seems like it seems like a way of teaching you how to hear and be in touch with your body and what it's asking for. But anyway, that's something else. I'm going to ask you, where did you get this information though, Gail?
Well, when I get on those, we're lucky to live in the United States where they require nutritional information on our food. So I just look at that label, for carbs, and, maybe I'm eating some kind of snack crackers or something, and it has 27 carbs on it. So I write that down, and, like I said, it's like a bank account, or fat and protein and those kind of things. So you just keep track of it for the day, and there's a certain level. And again, I put that in the chat box, those various levels that you want to hit every day in order to have balanced nutrition. So, and it's not that different for everybody. If you're a big guy and you might eat a little bit more, you're smaller, but seriously, it's a range to eat within. So it's just like magic. And my experience is, it'll save you knowing and fully understanding that process. So
Yeah. So basically you did the math
yeah,
and
that's
you,
it.
and so like what was the process that you went through to get into the MOVE program? I
Ah,
mean, how do you request the MOVE classes as a veteran?
I didn't know at first. I mean, and it's so simple. It's amazing. It's a busy class, but what you do is I ask my primary physician, when you go to the doctor, your regular primary physician, in this case, it was in the women's clinic, to give me what do you call it? A consult for the MOVE program. And they write it in there. And then a dietitian called me to arrange to start the classes during the next session, because it's always packed every time they have a full group of veterans in there. The veterans should know, again, that those classes are held at VA West Los Angeles anyway. They're held in the PERC classroom. And it's a small area, and these classes are always full, and you just want to make sure that you attend them. Once you start, you can start at any point in the MOVE program too. You can start at week 3, because each and every class is like, well, I hate to say this, but it's like an entire meal. Each bit of information is a hamburger that you'll eat completely. It's beginning, middle, and end, no matter when you start. So that's the good news right there. It's covered
each week. So I'm just wondering, how long are the sessions each week?
They're about an hour, but we begged them to make them 2 hours. I mean, seriously, we want to have time for questions and stuff, but I'm so serious about eating and stuff anymore that I won't even fly into the Fresno Air Terminal anymore, because they tag your luggage, with FAT, Fresno Air Terminal, FAT. And I don't even want that on my luggage, because, I don't want anybody looking at me and going, yeah, she sure as heck is. No, I don't want that.
See, I'm trying not to laugh, and then you got to go ahead and bring up the Fresno Air Terminal.
Well, I should not say fat, but I just keep doing it. I have to learn and be flexible and change my evil ways when I say something wrong. I'm glad you pointed that out earlier, what I said. I didn't even, I'm just blah, blah.
It would be cool if we all could learn that, huh? So let's say more about PERC.
Yeah.
What's PERC at the VA?
Yeah, we should try to get some information in that chat box too about PERC, because I have a link, and let's see. You read the next part about what PERC is, and I'll see if I can't snag that information and get it in the chat box. Okay.
So PERC's the Patient Education Resource Center. And basically, PERCs are walk-in centers at the VA for health information. Each center is run by a PERC coordinator. Each PERC coordinator has a master's in public health, MPH, and that's a degree. So with this degree, each PERC coordinator is a trained expert in the field of health education and health promotion.
There you go. And I've got it right there. I'm going to cut and paste that sucker in there and send it right now. And that's the information on PERC. That's the VA link to PERC. So you can actually, check that out. Now, as an example of my experience, after my doctor's appointment, I like to swing by, any doctor's appointment that I have. I like to swing by PERC, and they will look up my diagnosis, whatever it was, and print up detailed information that I can take home with me about my condition. And the cool thing about PERC is that it's also kind of a do-it-yourself information center with a little friendly help from a public health person if you need it. They are there to help you, but you can do it yourself too. So the info is geared toward, I'd say, patient level information. It's not, it's not, the detailed stuff that doctors use, but stuff that will explain it to everyday people what it is they need to know. So it's great for family members who need to know about a loved one's issues. Family member can go in there and look things up. And it's a great place for, if you have a military kid who needs to look up research, presentation on a health topic for school, or I don't know, because a veteran, this kind of puts a veteran in the driver's seat with the information, rather than guessing about anything. And you can get as much or as little information as you need. It's entirely up to you. It's not just, have you ever had that experience of going to the doctor and he's going there, and then you need to do this and you can only remember part of it, and it's like, oh gosh, I should have recorded it, or I should be writing notes down or something. And then I forget stuff. A lot of times I take somebody along because I'm worried about my health and I'm not hearing what the words are, so Perk helps us with that,
That's important. That's really cool because you know what? I've experienced this at the VA too, where my anxiety is helped and mitigated by a clinic understanding that it's going to be there. So it's really cool that I have, I deal with the HPAC clinic, and HPAC clinic has been amazing at helping me with that. It's nice to have that the place to come to after you've had a high stress session with your doctor, and you're like freaking out about what's happening. So, to sit down calmly for a minute and get the real deal from Perk sounds really cool. And usually people don't absorb very much when they're interacting with their doctor or healthcare provider anyway. So it's good to have that place to retreat to and recover.
It is. I've used it many, many times, and I really do enjoy it. In Perk 2, My Healthy Vet Access and Assistance, they have a couple of computers or kiosks, they call them, or whatever, designated to help with people with My Healthy Vet. And that's about, ordering pharmacy, pills and things that you might need. And so you can do that there in the Perk office. If you don't have a computer at home, or you need special assistance, or people there can help you. And, they assist patients in accessing the system or learning learning it for the first time. So I think that's really helpful because there are a lot of things that sometimes veterans just don't know. And they can find these things out, the information at Perk,
That's super cool, Gail. So it's a self-guided learning resource center.
Correct.
And this resource has samples of several health magazine subscriptions and general health information books, calorie counting guides, and healthy cookbooks. So patients or family members can preview resources they may be interested in purchasing, or read and gather information to assist them in making healthy lifestyle choices.
That's right. They have like recipe cards, so you can try new things. They're available, and you can copy these recipes and try them at home. And they also have a collection of videos and common medical diagnoses. How many S's are there on diagnoses?
I don't know, Bill. Well, I don't know how to spell diagnosis, and
I just couldn't even finish saying it. It felt like I should have,
I'm gonna put it in autocorrect real fast. Let me put it in my phone. Real fast. I'll tell you right away what it feels like.
No autocorrect. Every time I use that on my phone, I say it's like a bunch of drunken little elves in there that are constantly changing it to some word. Okay. What is that joke, that famous joke about the father and son were texting back and forth, and the father said to the son, "I'm going to take your mother out for dinner tonight." and it auto corrected to "I'm gonna kill your mother," like I'm gonna take her out, right?
Oh my goodness!
No, I know. Seriously, it's famous. It's just this stupid, crazy joke. And then he said it again because he goes, "Oh no, it said I'm gonna kill your mother. Oh my God." So he sends it again and it said the same thing again. "I'm gonna take your mother out. I'm gonna kill your mother." I don't know. Well, anyway, okay, back to perks. Sorry.
Voop, voop.
Yeah, too much coffee. Okay.
Very much so.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm off today for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I see
You
a little
far from off today, and we don't drink a lot of coffee over here, so I don't know what anybody's thinking. I don't drink a lot of coffee, so I'm not sure.
Well, okay, I tell you, remember Tess Banco, the executive director of the UCLA Family Wellness Center.
Yes.
Well, we were at a meeting in the same room together one day, and and I had 1 cup of Starbucks, right, downstairs in the canteen at the VA. And I went down and got another one and was drinking it. And Tess there is looking at me like giving me the old side eye. She's just waiting for me to fly off into the atmosphere. I mean, I was just putting that stuff down like, and she, because she knows I'm already woo, 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 and so,
I never noticed that, Gail.
Yeah, well, so yeah. So anyway, so I've never.
Can we cue up the Ha Ha Club? Can we cue up the Ha Ha Club one more time?
Oh yeah, one more time. I don't think that was even the most energetic show I ever did.
Oh, wait till they get to see that.
Around all the time watching that stuff. People were joking about it. It was so ridiculous, Surprised they didn't put me up there and tie me to that comedian stool, just to keep me in one spot,
As soon as you step on stage, the entire audience is just grabbed. Everybody's just like,
Really? I know. I just going for it, and I just watching them laughing, and sometimes I can't even hear what's going on out there because I'm so into the zone of what I'm doing, and I'll just say different stuff to try to, whatever.
What's so cool, what's so cool is it's like, how they say when musicians are playing music, they'll say, well, wait, they're amazing live, right? Or they're not as great as they are on the album. Well, Gail is the same at the open mic as she is at the show. So you get the same thing. You go to the open mic, you getting the same thing you're gonna get at the show.
I guess so, and I don't know where it comes from. It like comes in one ear and goes out the other. I'm just whack, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And you test it out and you say something stupid and people don't laugh and you go, what did I say wrong? Sometimes I don't even catch it until later on. And then I have to listen to the recording or something and go, oh gosh, I didn't even realize. Oh, I want to say that again. It happens. what are you going to do? You got to try stuff. I
got an idea, Gail. Next time you have an open mic, I'm going to stand outside. I'm going to charge $15 downstairs to pay the $5 for the open mic.
That's smart. You don't pay anything if I'm around. You're just in there, because I go, come on, Nicholas, come on, let's go do this.
I know. Those are great days. Going to the open mic, going to Greenblatt's. I didn't even know what Greenblatt's Deli was until Gail. Yes.
Well, obviously, I'd know where to eat. Stop it. I'm seriously, they have those corned beef sandwiches that, was that just,
man, super shout out to them.
Thick. It's embarrassing. You can't even open your mouth wide enough. You have to take them all apart and eat it with a knife and fork or something. It's impossible.
Can't wait till we get everybody vaccinated so we can go back to Greenblatt's. I want to go.
Let's do it. And remember, every Sunday night for a year and a half, we were there doing that, that podcast down in the basement at the comedy store. Boulevard.
Yeah.
It was a regular thing.
Sundays at the Comedy Store. Love Sundays at the Comedy Store.
Man, that was a fun time. We were, and it was fun just walking in every week because, we just point, down in the basement, it's that secret door. Nobody
I
knows
know it.
about
That was so cool. Yes. Well, we shouldn't tell them, but well, they won't know where to find it. But yes,
well, okay,
there is a secret door at the Comedy Store, and
we'll
it's
keep
cool.
that as a comedian kind of secret, but there's a secret door and you go down in the basement and it's really cool. It's just really fun.
Cool.
So,
and of course, Gail has to be total veteran, and she marks every step because it's secret and you can't see when you're walking down. It's dark. So Gail gets reflector markers and tape and marks every step to make sure that everybody cannot fall or trip when they're walking down the secret door steps to the Comedy Store. You know,
I did. I actually got that reflective stuff because I was concerned that if there was a fire that all of us wouldn't get out of there. So I marked the blackly painted stairs with markers so that we could get the heck out of there, because you have to be on the fourth step in order for that door to open.
So exactly.
Everybody's up against it. We're screwed and we burn up. I can't have that.
That's why it's good to have a veteran around, right? Yeah, that's the kind of things veterans bring to the table. Figured out an entire exit strategy. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's what I did. That's funny. I'm glad you remembered that. I forgot all about it. That's the kind of stuff that I do, you know?
Yes.
So I don't know. We got like 10 minutes left. You want to start a rap and recap, or?
Yes. Yeah. Rap and recap.
What we're going to do these next few weeks for Black History.
Absolutely. Well, you want to go ahead with take homes first and then go into that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is your take home this week?
Well, clearly the MOVE program and losing weight and taking charge of our mental ability to do the right thing and not just constantly be eating a SAD diet. And SAD, of course, stands for Standard American Diet. SAD, because we all know how high I mean, seriously, think about it. When we went over there to Germany, you know, at Ramstein Air Force Base Launch School area and stuff like that, you go eat what the Germans eat for breakfast in the morning, you know, and it's a very different kind of healthy thing from bacon and eggs and toast with lots of butter on it and tons of coffee. I mean, seriously, you know, that is a sad diet. So I say there's nothing wrong with eating bacon and eggs and toast and stuff, but you better not do it every single day, or you're going to be having to take advantage of the MOVE program for at least 3 years.
Hey, Gail, Janice Ogletree said that she thinks they changed Fresno Air Terminal to Yosemite Air Terminal just for you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's cool. Excellent, because now I could, see, she wants me to come visit, and she knows I won't do it if my luggage is marked with fat. You know?
Exactly. It's Yosemite now.
Okay, well, anything Yosemite is okay with me. So okay, that's good to know. I mean, we got, you know, our viewers need to write in and tell us this stuff and straighten me out. I mean, I'm getting straightened out. I mean, how do you ever learn anything unless somebody straightens you out? You know what I mean? So. Oh,
yes. And Marilyn Moore says, great job to Gail and Nick. Thank you, Marilyn Moore. Thank you so much.
Isn't that sweet? A viewer. Okay, Marilyn Moore. Good.
Yeah. Yes. Gail, you know what my take home was? And I get all serious, you all. I like to laugh, I like to play, but I got it's that comedy thing. But my take home on a serious tip was the FAT and that words, to be mindful of words, and that
I agree.
Never know somebody's history or experience, or what may be easy to come off my lips may affect or land differently on someone else based on their life experience. And that's my take home today, just to meditate. I know you don't solve it all.
Thank you for not running me over for saying that comment I made earlier. I just didn't think about it.
No. Exactly. We're going to learn and adapt. I mean, always. Adapt, improvise, overcome.
That's it. That's right.
So I guess this week I'll just go into it. It's, I like to call it TGIF, right? So one of the things we have planned for TGIF, that's, thank God, it's February. It's Black History Month. And when we decided about this segment, we were I know Gail mentioned, hey Nicholas, I want to make sure we do something for Black History Month. And obviously,
yeah, then I screwed up real bad. Jeez, what do you
No, but that was super cool. So it's like, well, of course, TGIF comes to mind. Thank God it's February, but obviously we have to address it. This February feels different, right? It's February 2021. We've been through a lot as a nation. So when Gail mentioned doing something for Black History Month for Voice of the Veteran, two things for me came to my mind. And I'm thinking, like, first being, how do we go about Black History Month in 2021? And that's a complicated question. So I know that I can't answer that alone. And I wouldn't even dare try to answer that alone. So the second thought I had was, what is our Black veteran history? That I could wrap my mind around, right? What is our Black veteran history? And hopefully our viewers will be able to wrap that around also, and be able to go on that journey with us this month. And because we're going to talk about two seminal groups of veterans throughout the course of February. We're going to address the all-Black 369th Regiment, known as the Harlem Hellfighters. And the Harlem Hellfighters distinguished themselves by overcoming racial adversity and from all sides during World War I. It's something I personally did not know a lot about until recently, and I get to learn and discover more about the Harlem Hellfighters along with our viewers in February. Also, what I've recently learned about, and who I've recently learned about, is the second group that we'll be covering of Black veterans. This is the 6,888th Central Postal Directory Battalion. And this is
saw the documentary. And
yes, Gail, of course, Gail's got inside access. So of course, Gail's already seen it. That battalion is called the 6888. And what Gail is talking about is the documentary on this all-Black female battalion called 6888. And we get to learn about how the 6888 combated sexism as well as racism in World War II, along with our viewers in February. And I can't wait to share this along with you. And Gail is going to be on the journey with us. And she's, of course,
Patricia Jackson Kelly invited me to see that show. I don't know if you know Patricia, but it was wonderful. And it was really interesting. I mean, seriously,
you know what, Gail? I was thinking maybe we can even drop the access in the chat for our viewers, because there's a way to still watch 6888. I'm gonna watch it this month, but I'm super stoked about 6888 and also learning more about the Harlem Hellfighters this month.
I never heard of them at all.
Yes, well, you know what? A buddy I served in the Air Force with recently, he knows I'm in the film, he knows all of that. He called me up, and this was before the election cycle. Guy I served with, he works on the B-1B Lancer out there. He's on the B-1B, and but he was also on the B-2 stealth bomber with me out at Whiteman. And he says, hey, Nick, I know you're into this, man. I know you like to make movies and stuff. I feel like a lot of people don't know about the Harlem Hellfighters. And and we spent 3 hours on the phone going through and talking about a regiment I had literally never heard of. And I'm like, wow. So it's important what we do during times where we get to share history. So I'm very grateful that Voice of the Veteran is going to be covering that this month in February. So thank you to Gail. Thank you to everybody. I know we're going to wrap up soon. Everybody enjoy the Super Bowl out there. And Gail, take us home, please.
All right. Well, this has been Voice of the Veteran, and I'm Gail Ochiltree along with Nicholas Cormier III. We look forward to seeing you next time when we know the actual score of the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, it's happening today at 3 o'clock. The kickoff is at 3 o'clock PST. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, Gil. It might actually be. It might be 3:00, 3:30. I think it's 3:30. But
Okay.
yeah,
But that's it on CBS, probably. I mean, I imagine I'm not looking, but that's where I'd be looking for it. So we'll see you next week again when we'll be talking about God knows what. I don't have it written down here right now, so I can't share that with
we're
you.
gonna be talking about Black History next
Oh,
month.
yeah. that was the plan. So yeah, okay, very good. And oh, what? It's Valentine's Day.
All right, I don't know if we're doing CTRS next week, if we're going to do anything on CTRS next week, but we'll definitely have.
I'll leave that because I know you got a video that we were going to be considering. So let's, make sure we do that kind of stuff. You want me to do the closing line?
Yes, please, of course.
Get us out of here.
Let's get out of here. Hey, we got a game to watch.
Veteran Show, the #1 show in the nation for firsthand veteran experience. This has been Gail Ochiltree along with co-host Nicholas Cormier III, and we'll see you next week. Later.
Later, everybody. Thank you for being here.